Today, I'm very delighted to be having and hosting one of my friends all the way from Scotland, covering a very special topic which many business owners definitely needs to learn about, and that is about the spirituality and energy of business owners and how you can channel that or you can make use of what you already have. Now, Aladin Ali is from Scotland and has been helping business owners for a long time, so that they get to their goals faster and they work effortlessly in their mission and delivering their service or products. So I'm really, really excited about today's interview. So welcome to the call and show, Aladin.
Hi. Lovely to be on the show. I'm looking forward to sharing my knowledge with the business owners out there.
Beautiful. As you know, business owners, we thrive in bringing you the leading experts in their own right from around the world. And I think last week we were talking to a lady from Australia, covering a major aspect of business when it comes to marketing. If you missed that one, you definitely need to go into the members area and download that. Some amazing things that she reveals. And today is on a different aspect, but definitely important. And this is something that I firmly believe in, that you need to know as a business owner in order for you to have everything that you possibly can. So we have entitled today's interview "Myth and Misconception About Spiritual and Energy Healing for Business Owners." Odin, we always want to know how you got started in this journey and who you are. So can we take it on from that?
Yeah, of course. Well, Johnny, I've always been passionate about business, and I have started various businesses in the past, like, for example, jewelry, skincare. But when I was in business, I was always trying hard. I was really motivated, trying to move forward, doing a lot of networking. But somehow, something in me there was always blocks put in front of me, and I couldn't figure out why. I was a hard worker, I was motivated, I was passionate about what I did, but something in me was kind of stopping me. Something I just felt that there was always blocked right, left, and centre. I couldn't achieve my goals. Something was stopping me. But as time went on, I said, what was actually going wrong? And I was asking questions. Why am I here? What's my purpose in life? Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right business?
Right.
And those are the questions that's been really coming to me, and that kind of led me to finding a purpose and finding my abilities, the gift that I had within me, the energy healing side of it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And I think we all get to that place as business owners when things are not working. You just want to figure out what it is, that you are not seeing, to find that. And I'm glad to hear you talk about it that way because sometimes business owners, when they get to that place, they think it's only themselves. Yet in reality, we all as business owners sometimes get to that place, and of course, we will have to research and figure out, what else can you do. And I'm very thrilled that you are here with me today to talk to business owners on, the myth surrounding, this whole subject. So to get us started, you mentioned earlier on, before we jumped on the show, how we all come into this world with a kind of energy around us. Can you take us back from that so those who have
Yeah.
no understanding will have a clear understanding of where you're coming from?
Yeah. The thing is about energy itself, because we don't understand it, that we we don't really know much about it. But if you go back and if you really think, everybody has come into this world as pure energy. You were born, as a young baby, and you don't know. As a baby, it doesn't know it's new, it's pure. As you may hold a baby, they don't have fears, they don't have anger, they don't have nothing. They ever come in as pure energy, and as they grow up, they obviously take in, they learn from environment, they learn from family, we learn fear, we learn insecurities, losses. All that is learned, but initially we have come in as pure energy, and we still have that within us, and that is really buried under all the stuff that we actually take in as we grow up,
Right.
from people, from environment, from society, and that energy that we've come in with is still there. It's underneath all the rubble of life, and what we need to do as my job is, or what I've learned, is to remove all that stuff and really tap into the energy that I've come in with.
Right.
That's the core of it, but it takes time to get rid of, to decondition yourself, decondition others, to say, really, you're the purest energy. You've got amazing abilities. You've got amazing magic that you could tap into and achieve anything you want in life. If you want to put a thought, it'll come just like that quickly. And people don't believe it. People are like, oh, that's not true. But if you look at now society, the things that are coming out now, things like law of attraction, that is all energy. That is thought process. That's energy that you're putting out. So it's already started, and people are slowly becoming aware of energy. But we always should remember where we've come from. Now, if you believe in God, or if you higher power, or so, whatever it is where you believe in. But if you think, where do we really come from? And we come from the higher source of energy. And if we could only go back to that and start tapping into it, we could achieve anything we want in this life. And that is one of the things I teach business owners how to do. Or basically anybody that, I've got a lot of client base, from business owners to mothers, to anybody that comes to me. I teach them that, and they start to tap into that energy they have within themselves. So that's the way I kind of explain to it. Not got too deep, because when you go too deep and try and explain what energy is, people get totally confused.
That's right.
So
right.
that's kind of my view. Yeah.
Absolutely. What I love about the subject that we're talking about is, if you're a business owner, if you take time to really think about this, you get to see the correlation of how your life has been moving, that you are not just this physical body that you see. There is something that is moving you. And when you align yourself with the right, with who you really are, you begin to move very, swiftly towards your goals, and you'll be able to balance your work life, really. Because as a business owner, maybe I'm just talking for myself here, you have a lot of things coming your way, and you have so many things to balance out. But if you are not one, and you're not, you don't know how to tap into your energy, into the really who you are, as my friend is talking about, you'll be all over the place, and you won't be able to get there.
Definitely, you would be all over the place, and you're right. When you really tap into your energy, and if you know how to use it, you know how to enhance it. What happens is, your life is everything that happens with ease. It's like we're so busy. We're so used to saying we need to be really busy.
That's
We
right.
need to control things,
That's right.
and it doesn't happen. That's actually the wrong way to work. But it's all about taking inspired action, being inspired, receiving the right inspiration to take the right action. And when you do that, everything starts to happen with ease. So yeah, you're right in a sense of, and when we start to, when you try and control things, we try and be busy, we start to block that energy, and everything feels stagnated, and we don't seem to be moving. We seem to be going around in circles, and that's a feeling that most business owners feel. They seem to go around in circles and don't seem to move forward. And I have worked with so many business people who are like that, and it's every time I use a lot of my senses when I'm working with the business owners, and that's one of the things, is tapping into your senses and knowing what to do, what decisions you should make, who you should be partnered up with. It's all that. If you'd really know how to tap into your energy, you could do all that amazingly easily with ease. And I think that business owners should learn about that side of and I call it personally, I call it spiritual leadership coaching, tapping into the spiritual side to help you in business.
Incredible. I love what you mentioned there, but that you take an inspired action. Well, talking for myself here, there are times when I take inspired action, things literally fall into place. Then when I, just do things randomly because someone else is doing, or I've seen someone else is doing, they may be working for that other person. But if it's not an inspired action on my part, I'll be coming against the wall, and I think, okay, it's working for others. Why is
Mm-hmm.
it not working? Well, could it be it's not inspired for you? It's not on your path. And when you take into consideration what we are learning here as a business owner, that you take time to really focus and really be yourself and tap into the energy we're talking about, or into the spirituality we're talking about. You could be taking inspired action over and over again, and you get your goals really, really fast. Is that not so?
Yes, that's definitely right. That you're right in itself is like if you we are guided to meet certain people to help us in that path, and then sometimes is when somebody else is doing a certain way of business maybe not right for you. The thing is, the way you would know that, as I said, is a feeling. Is most of us feel, and I have come across a lot of people say, that person said to me to do this, but I don't feel it's right for me, but I still did it.
Right.
But it says if it's not right for you, your energy is saying it's not for you. Maybe right for that person, but
That's right.
not for you to take that path.
That's right.
And that's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly right.
Incredible. Incredible. I feel like we need to explore this for a moment. We'll go on to the myth and misconception shortly.
Yeah.
But say for example, a client comes to you and they say, "I'm in this place. It's difficult. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not connected with myself. I'm not in a great place right now." How do you take them? What's the process that you take them to a place where they follow their spiritual leadership, so to speak?
Well, firstly, the way I work is I believe that everyone is slightly in a different, the beliefs are different, the values are different, and everything. And first, I would want to understand what they believe and how they see life. So some people come in and say, "Oh no, I believe in energy," and some people say, "No, I don't believe in energy. I don't believe all that. I'm not religious. I'm not this." And I have to see where they're coming from and work from that place towards that. Firstly, what I do, what I've kind of worked with people the lot of business owners that come to me and have issues and problems and stress and don't know where they're going, confused about the business. And then first I would say, well, okay, is that what you love doing? Is what you're doing is what you really want to do? And they may say, yeah, I love that, or no, I think so. But I would say, well, really, you really need to connect within yourself. I'll teach you how to do that. So we have a kind of one-to-one session and I ask certain questions. I use my senses. I don't really use techniques in it because I use my inner guidance to see what questions I have to ask them to
Right.
so they give me a response that I would understand, that they could respond to, and they would actually learn from their own response. So technique wise, is to me is every client comes is different,
Right.
and I kind of use my senses and kind of my guidance, my own inner guidance system kind of guides me on that direction to work with that person.
Incredible.
That's yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. I wish we had somebody in the audience who we can demonstrate this. The reason I think that way is, sometimes people learn more when they see something in operation. And I'm one of those people. Show me the results and show me what you've done. And if I think that is something in line with my purpose and my plan, what we're going, I'll go and execute that, and I'll get exactly the same results.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. What are some of misconceptions that you've come across when it comes to this area among business owners that this is not exactly the right thing? It is stopping them from achieving what they want to achieve, well, because they have got a misconception.
Well, there is. I mean, obviously, people don't really understand energy. It's a new, roughly new thing.
Right.
But when business owners come, I don't really explain it in that way too. So I understand. I'm trying to communicate. I kind of communicate in their way, so way they understand, and I try to explain what energy healing or what energy is. I might sometimes not use the word energy,
Okay.
and use. Some people might say I come across as like being a life coach sometimes, just because where the business owners are. But funny enough, the more I work with the business owners, they seem to want to know more about energy healing. Initially, they didn't have a clue about it, but I would explain it in a way that they would understand. But also, I would give them a session, energy healing session. I said, try this and see how you feel. You don't need to understand how it works. And the funny thing is, every time they get energy healing session from me, like a touch, they would relax. I would they would lie down fully clothed, and I would touch their head and shoulders for 1 hour, just relax, and they go deep into relaxation mode, and the energy would start flowing. And when they experience that, just by doing that, it's like it starts to shift their own energy. They start to think slightly differently.
That's right.
So that's with the energy healing side, that has helped us so many business people, and they seem to shift their own energy. I don't need to say anything, to be honest with you. They just come back to the next session and say, Aladin, that was strange, that was weird,
Yeah.
that session I had with you. But when I went away, I was thinking it totally different. But the thing is, I really don't need to see anything. I'm allowing the energy to do all the work for me, kind of thing. If that kind of sounds a bit strange, but that's exactly how it happens.
Yes. For business owners, you may be hearing this for the first time and thinking, "Oh, that sounds woo-woo out there." Anything that you've never done before always sounds woo, always sound inaccurate. But I invite you to look at this and do your own research. Do your
Research,
own,
yeah.
yes, research that and sit down quietly one day and think, okay, is this real? If it is real, if there is a God or whatever you terminology you use, if you're really there, show me, or work something in me that will solidify that. Because anything with energy and God, it doesn't force itself on you or anything like that. You have to open yourself up to understanding that. So my advice to you as a business owner, from another business owner to another business owner, is rise above that a bit, and exploit, see what you can learn. If it is not for you, you do like what you do with fish. You chew the meat and spit out the bones. You take what it works for you, and what doesn't work for you, you'll leave it alone. You won't lose anything.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Absolutely. You know how our mind works? Our mind tends to reject anything that we don't understand. But oftentimes, we know our mind is created to be protective of ourselves. So sometimes your mind can reject something which is actually very beneficial for you. I've learned that, even if you are to look at kids, when they are learning something new, they may reject it initially, but you as the parent, you would follow through on them because it's beneficial for you. That's how you would deal with your mind. So be open to it and learn. Let's jump on to another aspect, of any misconception that people may have when it comes to this subject, especially business owners.
Mm-hmm. As I said, it's one of the things that, as you're saying, is because the awareness is actually increasing. To my kind of understanding, is because this luckily